Welcome everyone to session 14 of the Hall of the Dwarven King campaign for the One Ring. Last time we had recovered the Axe of Durin and we were going in search of the Bell of Azanulbazar. That's the last thing we need to do for Balin. If we can return the axe and the bell, he can go to Dane Ironfoot and tell him that there is still a purpose in Moria for the dwarves, and the dwarves should make an effort to try and recover it. So we have the axe in hand, taken from Malak One-Eye, and now we need the bell. We were told by Granny Goblin in the Goblin Village that she thought the dwarves would hide their most valuable treasures in the vault of Uruk Tharbun. And we went there, and there were plenty of treasures there. I think we all have a mithril bar, but it was guarded by Angalath, this terrible centipede that shed this poisonous compound from its skin, and we were hard pressed in that battle. But that's where we left off, was having defeated Angalath. So I can take us to the vault of Uruk Tharbun. This is where we left off. Now we are pretty badly injured. So looking at our characters, we've got two characters that have wounds. Both Thranin and Fatimer have a wound that will take at least 6 days to heal. So during that time, if you take another wound, you are dying. But also, from normal rests, you don't recover endurance points. Normally, you would recover your strength score in endurance from a short rest, and all of your endurance from a long rest. But when you have a wound, you only recover during a long rest, and then it's only your strength score. So that wound is definitely problematic should we run into more trouble, and it seems like the danger has been ramping up as events have begun to unfold. With the death of Malak, the fear is that the Mordor orcs are taking the upper hand. Indeed, we ended up fighting a patrol of Mordor orcs along with a great cave troll, and so the foes are getting harder and more difficult. During that fellowship phase, we would also recover hope. You would get your heart score worth of hope coming back in, and right now we've got Fatimer has 2 points of hope, Vidar has 0, Frór has 1, Craic, you have 1, and Craic, you've got Thranin has 2, and so we're in dire straits as far as hope goes. If we do a fellowship phase, we would rest for at least a week to recover the wounds. You could recover all of your endurance. You would also be able to recover your heart score in hope. The downside to doing that is things are getting hectic and chaotic in Moria, and there really may be few safe havens where we can rest. Now, one of them could be here in the vault. Now, the inner portion of the vault was covered in that poisonous material. Here in the outer portions, there's potentially still dangers in here that we've not come across, but we can lock that door and will unlikely to be harassed from without. But as far as from within, it's anyone's guess. So, asking all of you now where we stand. We still need to find that bell. We don't really have many leads, other than we suspect it's probably deeper in the mines. And I think we did hear from someone something about the stairs. The bell may be near the stairs, whatever that could mean. We've not encountered, we've encountered some, smaller sets of stairs, but it's hard to know what they're talking about. Do we want to do a fellowship phase? Do we want to rest, or do we want to press on?
I think a fellowship phase would be just the thing we need.
I'm inclined to agree. Does anyone object? Where do we want to do this fellowship phase?
Rivendell.
Right?
Some elven cheer would be nice.
Elven cheer would be grand. Now, we could go to, we could do it here in the vault. We're also near, it'd be a day or two journey to get to the Fortress of Malak. But who knows if the Mordor orcs are going to take that over? That may be their new stronghold, their base of operations in here with the death of Malik. So there's really no good place. Where do you choose to do it?
Well,
I'm thinking the Malik's throne is going to be starting to get overrun. I actually think this is probably safer.
What do you think, Frór?
Yes, I think that perhaps if we stay here at the vault, it would give us time to rest, and it would be a shame to leave this great opening into the vault unrepaired. Perhaps the dwarves could quarry some stone and repair this great hole in the wall
there, where apparently the centipede was getting in and out and feasting. And so it would be nice to repair that, especially since there's no centipede in here to essentially protect the treasures. And so that's a good thing that could be done, particularly with the dwarves, to try and seal that up. That may be something that may grant you the removal of some shadow points, if you have any shadow currently. So, Fatimer, do you or Vidar have any feelings on the matter?
Yeah, I think this is probably the best place for us right now.
Vidar, do you agree with that?
Yeah, Frór spoke pretty true.
Well, let's go ahead and do our fellowship phase here. I will put up this on the screen. I've got a fellowship phase screen here, so we can kind of read what we do. So this is not a Yule. We'll set our duration. It'll be a week. That'll give us enough time to repair our wounds. We know our destination. We'll do some updates. This is spending skill points and adventure points. Our undertaking is going to be to repair the door. And so let me pull up the other sheet that shows the points. There we are. That it will cost. So you have skill points. They'll be at the bottom of your character sheet, and adventure points. Skill points are used to raise your skills, the ones below your heart, wits, and strength. The adventure points are used to raise your combat proficiencies or to raise your valor or wisdom. And you can only do one, either valor or wisdom, and only one rank in each combat proficiency. So you couldn't go from like rank 2 to rank 4. But you could go from, you could do Valor or Wisdom, and then you could also do one Combat 1 or just, do a combat skill. If that's confusing, I do apologize. But we'll figure out the math here. So let's pull up a character. Let's grab... let me shut this down. There we go. Let's grab Fatimer. So Fatimer, your wound is going to heal. So I'm going to take your wound off of here. So you're no longer wounded. You're going to recover hope in the amount of your heart. So you'll gain 6 hope. So I'm going to add that onto yours. Oops. So you'll be at 8 points of hope, which also means you're no longer miserable. Excellent. Do you want to spend skill or adventure points? You have 16 skill points and 12 adventure points.
Yeah, so I'm thinking I would want to go from 2 to 3 in my bows skill.
Bows, okay. Excellent. That will cost you all of your adventure points. So I'll zero that out. And now you have 16 skill points you can spend.
I think I'll take 1 in athletics.
1 in athletics. Okay, that will cost you 4, so you still have 12 left.
I'll do another 1 in athletics then.
So I think you can only raise... actually, I might be wrong on that. Let's see. Yeah, you can increase each skill 1 level only.
Oh, okay.
So you could go from 2 to 3 in something with your remaining 12, or you can go from 1 to 2 in something and take up a new one.
I'll put one in Hearten, maybe.
Okay. So that will cost you 8. So you have 4 left. You could take a 0 and take it up to 1.
Okay. I'll do one in battle.
Okay. All right. That will use up your points. 0 that out. Perfect. All right. Let's go to Vidar. So you will gain 4 heart points, or hope points. Sorry. So you'll be up to 4. That will make you no longer miserable. Your endurance. In fact, I forgot to change your endurance, Fatimer. Your endurance will go to maximum. That will also remove weary. Let me just. You're at max endurance anyway. How do you want to spend points, Vidar? You've got 20 skill and 20 adventure points. I know you've been wanting to raise your axes.
Yeah, that's the only one I really care about. So definitely that. Maybe with the skill points, it's 12 to go from 2 to 3, right?
Yes.
So I could do battle, I guess, for skills, and then that would be me set.
So let's go to battle 2 to 3. That will cost you 12 and 12. Let me. You still have 8 skill points if you want to take something from 1 to 2, or take some things that you have nothing in and raise those up.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. Song's at 1. I could go to 2.
Yeah, song's a good one.
Might come in handy.
We do have 3 songs, 2 for journeys and 1 for battle. Let me raise up your song roll. Excellent. All right, and you've got your endurance and your hope went up. Perfect. All right, let's go to Frór. So let me get. You'll gain 2 points of hope. So you're at a whopping 3. Your endurance will max out. And you've got some points to spend. You have 13 skill and 11 adventure points.
Yes, as I am going about this undertaking of repairing the vault, I'd like to take my craft up to 3.
Excellent. That will cost you 12. There we go. Crafting is up to 3. And then, let me grab that. That leaves you with 1 skill point. And with 11 adventure points, you could take a skill from 1 to 2, or you could... that's all you could do. Or you could take a new, like if swords or spears, you could go, your bows could go up if you want to raise your bow.
No, I think that'll be good for now.
Perfect. And let's go to Craic. You've got, what's your heart is 5, so your hope will go up to 6. And your endurance will max out. And let me get rid of weary and miserable. And you got 4 points of shadow, so you're 2 more points of hope spent, and you'll be back to being miserable. You could take a shadow scar. That would change your total to 2. You'd have 2 permanent shadow scars rather than having a shadow of 4. Do you want to do that, or keep your temporary 3 points of shadow?
Is there any way to lose the temporary while we're in our fellowship phase?
Not in fellowship phase, but just for like doing great deeds. I think that we all, I think when we killed Malik, we all dropped a point of shadow. I don't remember if we dropped a point for killing Angalath. It's been like almost a month. Does anyone remember if we did that?
No idea.
I don't remember. It's usually just through doing good deeds throughout the session. Otherwise, you could take
I'll-
a scar.
Yeah, I'll take the scar.
Okay,
That's fine.
so that will get rid of all your temporary points. That'll go to 0, and then your shadow scars will go to 2. So now you have 2 points of shadow. And then you can get rid of those shadow scars during Yule. Now, let's spend some points. You have 21 skill points and 13 adventure points. With the 13 adventure points, you could take a combat skill up to level 3, like your swords or your bows.
Yeah, so adventure points are the ones for the weapons. Yeah, I definitely want to improve my sword, so I'll do that.
And then that'll take 12, so you'll have 1 left. And then you've got 21 adventure points. So you could go from level 3 to level 4 in a skill, like in hunting, or you could raise up some other ones from like 1 to 2 or 2 to 3, or you could learn some new skills.
I think I might want to raise a couple from like 2 to 3.
Yeah. That'll cost
like
you
maybe
12 points. You could do one of those and then still have 9 points left.
Okay. Do I want? So tough to choose.
I know, right?
Jeez, do I want? Well, okay. Since I have checks in scan and stealth, I will pick awareness. Actually, since I don't have a
Ooh.
check on that one.
I like that. Okay, so that'll cost you 12. You have 9 left. You can take something from level 1 to level 2, or learn 2 skills that you have 0 in. You could go to level 1. So your riddle, craft, or awe could go up, or you could learn song, enhearten, insight, courtesy, or persuade.
Yeah, I'll learn insight.
Okay, you've got 5 left. You could either save those, or you could do one more 0 up to level 1, either song, enhearten, courtesy, or persuade.
Do we think we're going to have another fellowship phase?
Probably not.
Then I will learn. What does Enhearten do again?
That helps, like if someone is really down, especially it'll come into play if someone's miserable. You kind of give them that boost, or if they're struggling, that Enhearten roll might help them to. They might get a bonus die, kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe I'll take Enhearten.
I think that's a good one, and that will drop your skill points also to 1. Okay. And last but not least, Thranin, we come to you. You will recover 4 points of hope. You'll get all of your endurance back. Take you to 6 hope. You're no longer wounded, no longer weary, and no longer miserable. And if you want to spend points...
Feels good.
Doesn't that feel nice? You've got 13 skill points and 13 adventure points, so you could take a combat skill from 2 to 3, like your swords. Axes is already high.
Are we able to combine those and use them
No.
on one?
Unfortunately not. You could also raise your valor or wisdom. Valor gives you like a bonus to a weapon or armor, like reduce the load on armor, or make like a keen weapon. Wisdom gives you like overall stats. Like you could take mastery, which you already have mastery, but you could do things that like lower your target number for either your strength or heart or wits.
I'll go Valor.
Valor, we'll take that to level 2.
And I would love to have a keen axe.
You got it. Valor to 2.
Oh, I've already got a keen axe.
Do you want something that will like lower your load on your helm? Let's see. You could do Grievous. Grievous adds 1 to the damage of your weapon. You could do Cunning Make, which reduces the load of an item to 2.
Let's go
or by
Grievous.
2. So you want Grievous. There's also If you want to make yourself harder to hit, you could get a reinforced shield, adds 1 to your parry bonus. Or the last one is Fell, which adds 2 to the injury rating, meaning you're more likely to get a piercing blow.
Oh, okay. Let's do that one.
You want Fell?
Yeah.
Okay, and do you want to do that on your axe?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend my downtime resting, but also sparring with the other 2 dwarves whose axes are just outstanding, and because I want to be able to do as much damage as possible.
Excellent. And so by using now that that Fell, in fact, let me change it on here. Keen and Fell. And let me change it on the other one. Yeah, you're going to be right up there with the others. So if you can score a piercing blow with that, if you use it one-handed, they need to beat a 20 on their armor roll, or two-handed, they need to beat a 22. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That cost you 8 adventure points. So your adventure, you've got 5 left. And then skill points, you have 13. You could raise a skill from 2 to 3, would cost you 12. You have a couple of skills that are at 2: athletics, awareness, craft, healing, stealth, explore, riddle, or lore. You could also go from 1 to 2, or you could learn a couple of skills that you have 0 in. Of course, you only have 0 in 2 skills, in Hearten and Hunting.
Yeah. I think I'm going to take awareness from 2 to 3.
Nice.
Yeah. And I'm also, during downtime, because I know how long we've been down here, and, dwarves are used to living in a hole, but the human and the hobbit, I'm going to go especially out of my way to try to enhearten them.
Nice.
And, keep their spirits up while we're sitting in the dark.
Excellent.
Sing some songs and talk about Dwarven lore so that they have even more of an appreciation for what we're doing.
Let's do a skill endeavor to repair that hole. This is going to be, I'm going to say it's going to be laborious, and we have enough time to do this. So we have 6, we need 6 successes, and we have 5 attempts to do it. And so this is where you'll choose a skill, and then that's what we will use to try and recover the, or to patch up that hole. So who wants to start?
I'll start.
Yeah, what skill would you like to use?
Athletic,
Absolutely.
because this is going to be kind of athletic.
Yeah, you gotta lift, heavy timbers, heavy stones, and that is a fail.
Fell over and ripped out my stick.
Pop the
Sorry,
stitch.
guys.
Who wants to go next?
Frór could use his explorer skill as he goes out to find a proper vein of stone that would be strong and
Yeah.
make for good quarried stone.
I like that.
In fact, he'll use his lodestone north finder to locate. Perhaps it begins to spin rapidly as he has found a magnetic deposit, and that tells him that there's good stone nearby.
And I think, does that give you a bonus of 2 dice?
Yes.
Yeah, so add 2 dice to that. Well, that 10 is going to be awesome. No additional successes, but we did get 1 success. Okay, so we have, we've got 3 more attempts, and we need 5 more successes. Who's next?
I could try a scan roll. I could hold up my lantern.
Yeah,
to,
maybe helping to find areas where you could put it in so this doesn't easily fall out. I like that.
Yeah. Shine a light on it.
And add the bonuses for your lantern.
Oh no. Oh, it's still a success.
It's still a success, so that counts as a success. All right, so that's 2 successes, and we have 2 more attempts. We need 4 more successes, if at all possible. How about Vidar or Fatimer?
I could do maybe a stealth to make sure we're not being too loud or
Yeah, we're
anything.
going to make a lot of noise, chiseling away and finding stone and hoisting it up. Go ahead and give me that stealth roll as you're kind of keeping watch. There's another success. I think we're going to... so there's 3 possible results. One is success with woe. It means you succeed, but there's a downside, and then 3 is like an utter failure. I don't think we're going to fail, because we do have some successes, but I don't think we're going to get it in the time limit, unless Vidar can get us 3 successes here.
Yeah, and that's not very likely, so fair warning.
If you want to do craft, you could use your chisel. I'm not saying this would be a good time to spend a point of hope for a magical success, but it'll add 2 dice to your roll if you want to do a crafting roll.
He's not even, like, very... He's, what is it? Trained? I don't know, the circle, favored, whatever. Yeah, he's not even that, so I'm probably not even going to bother. We'll roll it, though. He's got 4 hope.
Yeah, probably don't spend hope on this, but...
Hey.
Okay, you got 2. 2 successes. All right, so we end with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes in our 5 attempts. So we needed 1 more success. So this will be a success with woe. So we do get this patched up, but it's not well hidden. It doesn't look like it's seamless, and especially the dwarves, you would know, like, if any dwarf saw this, like, oh, they would think like a human and a hobbit did this. This does not look like dwarven craftsmanship, and you all take a little bit of dissatisfaction at seeing the shoddiness of the work, and so there won't be any recovery of shadow points, but it's patched up well enough that honestly, if an orc saw it, he wouldn't even notice. But to dwarven eyes, it's a glaring repair. It's like, a corduroy patch on your denim jeans. It just stands out like a sore thumb. But what's done is done, and now it's time to head out. So we have a few leads. Let's talk of the stair. Anyone know what that might be referencing? And if you want to make a lore roll, you could. Yeah,
wasn't it like the endless stairs or something like that?
Yeah. What do you know of the endless stair in Moria?
I don't know. Let's do a lore roll.
Well, that's the stairs that go from the very bottom of the deeps to the very top of Durin's tower.
In fact, that's the stair that Gandalf chased the Balrog up. Yeah, great success.
Oh, yeah. I remember now.
Yeah,
Did we try to climb that at one point?
No, so that was a different... We were climbing another set of stairs, and we had to go up a shaft, a chimney, and we were trying to get up there, and we ended up not succeeding on that skill endeavor, so we took a little side passage. I think that was when we had Snit Ear with us, right before he died. And so, that was just a little chimney, but the legend is that there is a stair that runs from the top to the bottom of Moria. Now, I have a map, and I'm only going to show you this briefly because it does have some spoilers on it, but if I show you the map.
Ooh.
So this is the Mirror on the right-hand side, and the eastern gate that we came in. Here's the bridge of Khazad-dûm, and then we've gone all through here, but you can see this central column here. This is the endless stair. So we've been loitering here on the eastern side. We've not even gone into the western side of Moria. We have found the main road before, and now we're down in the deeps and kind of trudging down through there. And so we've only, like I said, been in the Dwarven for the most part. But yeah, that endless stair goes all the way up to the top of the mountain. Now we are probably in like this room here. This is probably close to the vault. And we need to try to find our way maybe towards that endless stair, if at all possible. So let's go to our journey map. And that map that came in the book is absolutely gorgeous. All right.
Can we see that map again?
You want to go back to it? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Just to get a sense of where we are.
Of the size and the scale.
Do you know where Malik's place was?
I believe his place was right here. Right next to the
Oh, okay. So like we're like right here and
Yeah.
Malik's is right there.
Yep.
Okay, and then okay. Thank you.
Yep. Like the Chamber of Mazarbul, I think, is like right here. This is like the 21st Hall, or no, this is the Chamber of Mazarbul that we've been into. So we've mostly been around like the middle section of the map. We came in from here, and we've mostly been going through here. We've gone down and through here. We've gone down through here. We did go up a little bit. I think we went up to this chamber and over, and then we ended up coming over and going back down and through. So we've been kind of wandering through the Dwarven, but there's still ample bits of Moria that will remain unexplored for us.
Goodness gracious.
Let me get my...
You could spend a lifetime in there.
Right? And we
Well,
came...
we'll just have to come back.
Yeah, right? Well, if you play in the Hand of Saruman campaign, you end up coming back.
Oh, nice.
Let's go back to our journey.
I want to know what's at the bottom of them stairs.
Well, we might...
Or maybe not.
We might end up around here next time. Or today. Very possibly. So let's go to our... So we'll be close to the bottom of the stairs. And then we're gonna next time I think we will glimpse the stairs. Let's go back to Moria Journeys. So we need to do some travel now that we're back on our feet. We need a guide. We've got Thranin or Craic that can make this roll. Let's have maybe Thranin make the first roll. This is a travel roll.
Okay.
And you can add a bonus die. Oh, you didn't need it. Automatic success with the Gandalf rune.
I scoff at your bonus dice.
Didn't even need it. Let's see who the target is. It's usually Fatimer. This is going to be our scout. So this is Frór. So let me roll feat die. And we got an 8. Endlessly branching stairs and passageway. So if your explore roll fails, then it takes us a day longer. You'll gain a point of fatigue, and then we will find a random chamber. So I need that explore roll. Yeah, great success. And so as you saw from the map, like it's easy to get lost in here. Sometimes you have to go up in order to go down, and vice versa. You got to go left in order to go up and go right, and so it's easy to get lost. But with your lodestone Northfinder, with your skill in explore, you're able to find the way. Now, the table that we find, let me make a little random table here. I'm going to make a few little change. Okay, I know what we'll do. We're going to come back to that. Let's do one more travel roll. I'm going to combine these next two events. So let me have Craic, if you want to make a travel roll for us.
I should have put points in travel. I forgot.
And you can add a bonus die if we... Oh, nope, I think you got it.
I made it.
Yep, you got it. The target is... it's going to be Frór again. This will be another explorer roll. And 2, this is much better. This is the Long Dark of Moria. If you fail this, everyone gains 2 shadow points as it feels like you are in a never-ending maze of corridors and passageways that are dark and smell of orc.
Well, my North Finder has not led me astray so far.
Nor will it this time. Wow, extraordinary success. Okay, perfect. So the random room that we find comes at the end of a few days of journey. And we end up coming out to a great chasm. And the hallway just ends at this archway. And looking out, shining your lantern light, you do not see the other side. And if you look down, you see nothing down there. And if you look up, well, let me have our ranger give me a scan roll as you point that lantern up. Nice. You see something up above. It looks like a single finger of stone that spans across this archway, or this chasm. And it looks like it is maybe 100 feet up or more. Now, where you're standing, there's a ledge, and it's maybe 4 feet wide, and it's smooth, like it's been much traveled, and the ledge goes to the left and to the right on this side of the chasm. Now, since I've shown you the map, I'm going to show you where we are. We are right here.
Oh.
And so looking up, you see the Bridge of Khazad-dûm. Gandalf and the Balrog will fall right past us.
Ooh.
Now, you can give me our Hobbit, as you're kind of the lookout here. Give me an awareness roll as everyone's looking up and in awe at the bridge up above. Ooh. Nice. So, Fatimer, you're looking around, and are you comfortable with great heights?
I think maybe here I would be a little bit nervous about the height, but I'm not super worried about it.
The ledge is wide enough that you can walk it without having to, shimmy with your back up against the wall. Your ears may be deceiving you, but you think you hear sounds coming from far off to your right. And you look and you don't see any lights or anything. If there's something there, it's probably 100 yards or more away. And it sounds like speech.
Can I try to make out what's being said?
Well, yeah, if you want to give me a riddle roll. If you pass this, you'll hear a little bit of it. Because what you don't want to hear is, hey, look at that light over there. Let's go chase him down. Oh. Ooh, an Eye of Sauron. That will raise our eye awareness. And you don't hear what's being said, but it echoes in here, this great chasm. And you think you might even hear laughter. Now, do you point this out to the others?
Yeah, I will.
What do you say?
I'll say, does anybody else hear that talking over there? It sounds like maybe there's some laughing too.
Do we put out the lantern, or do we keep it lit?
We're on a ledge by a chasm.
Yes.
I'm still gonna keep. I think we should keep it lit.
Okay. What is everyone doing when you hear the Hobbit speak of this?
Could I use my spyglass to scan the chasm to see perhaps if I see any glowing eyes of goblins or orcs on another fellow outcrop or anything of the sort?
Yeah.
Or-
go ahead and, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say if we stop moving, I'd maybe turn the lantern off or dim it.
Yeah, you could shutter the lantern.
Yeah, but if we were gonna keep walking, I'd keep it on.
Frór, give me that scan roll. A great success. Okay. You see to the right-hand side, that ledge continues on, and with the spyglass, it makes it as though your pupil is the same size as the objective lens on that, so it gathers much more light. And you can see movement down there. And it looks like there's maybe the walkway, there's something that kind of arcs over the walkway. It doesn't look like it's a tunnel, but there's something hanging up on the side. And then sure enough, you see movement. Now I'm gonna take us to a map here. So looking down, you can see this is kind of the stuff you see hanging over. It looks like some sort of barricade or a fence, and then maybe a small gate. And then you start to see forms, and you see quite a few of them. There are some goblins. Those are the smaller ones, are goblins. And the rest of them are all... oops, this guy, he's not... Oh, no, yeah, he's down there. You can see the goblins, the big ones, these are Mordor orcs. You can tell with your great success. And there's a gibbet hanging down over the ledge, and you can see, looks like an orc in there, slumped down. He might be dead, hanging over. And it looks like these orcs are going to toss these goblins over. They're kind of dangling them over, then pulling them back and laughing like they're going to drop them down this chasm.
Well, let's watch.
Yes, it doesn't look like they've seen us yet. Simply some Mordor orcs going about some mischief.
Fatimer, what do you think when you see this? You're about the size of those goblins. What if this happened to you?
Well, that's an unsettling thought.
Could you envision yourself, on this ledge and some orcs dangling you off by your toes, threatening to drop you?
Yeah, I think seeing this kind of shakes up little Fatimer.
And you probably all see Fatimer kind of crouch in against the side of the chasm, leaning away from that drop. What about our ranger? Are you content to watch this happen?
I'm unnerved by it. It goes against my sense of honor.
Now, to be fair, you don't know if these goblins have earned this fate. They could have been murdering or thieving, or who knows. Maybe this is warranted, but at the same time, the orcs are taking great delight in this. And it seems like the one back here that's a little bit of a larger token, he seems to be in charge. And you can see a whip at his side. And he cracks the whip, and this goblin plunges down into the darkness. And to much laughter and applause from the orcs. You hear the screams echoing through the chasm as he drops and drops and drops. And it just fades to a quiet stillness. There's no sound of him hitting the bottom, no sound of his quickly muffled screams. It just gradually fades away until there's no sound left.
Is there anything above them?
Looking up, it's just that sheer cliff wall. Looks like it goes up for 100 feet or more.
So I was thinking about maybe like shooting an arrow and knocking something off that could maybe fall and knock them all off.
Well, give me a scan roll. Maybe there is something up there.
No.
Failure. You don't see anything up there. There are on these little facades carved into the wall, that probably the doors they came out of. There are small bits of statuary. You could, if you could hit it hard enough, you might be able to topple some stonework from there down upon them, but nothing significantly large that might crush them. But if it hit one, it may knock him right off the ledge.
Right.
What about our dwarves? Are you guys still content to watch this happen?
I don't truck with goblins, but I also don't truck with wanton cruelty. I don't like either group, but I hate orcs more.
You see another goblin being dangled by one leg, and he's kicking and crying and squealing. And with another crack of the whip, and he drops and descends down into the darkness and disappears.
All right, I'm readying my axe.
What about Vidar?
He's probably enjoying this quite a bit. The only good goblin is a dead goblin, frankly.
Right? If you allow this to continue, for the Ranger and the Hobbit, this will count as a misdeed. You'll gain 1 point of shadow. And for the Dwarves, because of your enmity between Dwarves and Orcs and Goblins, I would say this would not be an ethical dilemma for you. This would not be a misdeed.
Well, if we do get into a battle, we can ill afford to get hurt, but then again, my axe does hunger for the blood of orcs.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna kill those orcs, whether they throw the goblins off or not. We may and the goblin tribe did help us.
They did. Snit Ear was a great help. Granny Goblin gave you information. They did not report you to the orcs, as far as you know.
We could walk over there slowly. That way, if another goblin falls, it wouldn't be our fault.
We were trying to get there. We just didn't get there in time. I stopped for a meal.
Let's do it for Snit Ear.
So, Thranin, you're in the lead. You can see another goblin being dangled over the chasm, and he drops. What do you do?
Oi! Why don't you pick on somebody your own size, you pig face?
Ooh. I think it's opening volley time.
I'm taking
Come
the
here,
shot.
little fella.
Let me grab everyone, put us into combat. All right, Vidar, do you take an opening volley?
Yeah, he's got his spear.
Perfect.
He's Thranin going for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
You can even get a little bit of a running start and throw that spear.
Thranin is going to do that intimidation thing with his
Nice.
awe.
Nice. Yep, that's an awe roll.
And he will say, orcs will cry because you'll fly.
Ooh.
Or something better than that.
That's pretty good, still. with a great success. So if you recall from our combat map, our combat stances, that will render Might 1 foes weary on all combat rolls for the length of the round. And with the extra success, that goes to Might 2 foes. And I think these are all Might 1 foes, but that's still going to be a significant aid if they're weary. So that is a success. So Vidar, if you want to hurl your spear, you can choose a target and you can have at it. Ooh.
No, not with that.
With the Eye of Sauron. So the spear clatters into the and embeds itself into the stonework here. How about Craic, if you want to take your shot with your bow?
Wait, where'd it go? There it is. Yeah, I'm actually gonna pop a hope. No,
just missed. And Thranin, you did your action. Fatimer, take a shot. That's a hit for 3 damage.
Nice.
Apply that. Nice. And Frór, do you take a volley? Well, you had good intentions. These guys are not equipped for ranged combat, so we're going to go into close combat. If you want to choose stances, this is your opportunity. You can also stand back and fire and let them come to you.
I want to get to that goblin and at least save one.
Do you want to take a forward stance for that?
Yeah.
That will let you get up there faster. Or you could take a defensive if you want to try and protect that goblin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that.
In fact, there is a combat option, just like you did the Intimidate. If you're in a defensive stance, you can do Protect Companion. Instead of an attack, you make an athletics roll to make the next attack against them lose dice, and that would help to protect them if you want to do that. Or you could slash at whoever's trying to grab him and throw him off. Vidar,
Yeah, I'll do that.
Vidar, you're up first.
Yes. Whoops. Yeah, that kind of screws the plan, because Vidar... I mean, if Thranin is going to go first, Vidar doesn't really want to go ahead of him, so...
Well, we can switch. So, Thranin, if you want to go first.
Okay. I will do that
move up
athletics
to
roll.
the goblin. Okay, then give me that athletics roll.
Get behind me, you little snot face.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Oh.
Automatic success. So
I just kind of pick him up by the front of his little tunic and swing him out over the chasm and behind me.
now he has been sobbing for probably an hour, and he's got both tears and he's blown his nose on the front of his tunic. And when you grab him, it squishes. It's very damp and mucusy. But you grab him and whip him back, and you can see a look in his eye like you are his savior. You just saved him from a terrible death. And like a dog that you rescue from a fire, he's your man now forever. Vidar, you're up.
Yeah. Can I use... is it Enhearten, or do I have to be in a specific stance to do that?
So, well, tell me how you want to use it.
Well, I think just because, again, Thranin's kind of ahead, I think Vidar's just trying to rally the rest of the group.
Yeah, so from an open stance, which you're in, you can roll Enhearten to give everyone that was in a forward stance, but no one is, to give them bonuses. But if you get at least a 6 with it, then it also helps people in an open stance. If you get 2 6s, it helps people in a defensive stance.
Oh, well, worth rolling then, I guess.
Yeah, might as well try. Well, it's a success, so anyone in a forward stance, it would help, but no one has taken forward. But tell me, flavor-wise, what do you say, what do you do?
Not much. I think he's not really a man of many words. I think he just gets his axe out and just kind of shouts and points forward.
Nice. Frór, you're up next. It's like no one wants to be up there wrestling with the orcs when there's a ledge just off to your left. Do you want to go? Yep, I was going to say, do you want to go past? I'm going to move the goblin back here behind Thranin.
I won't let any orcs scare me.
Oh, almost again.
I'd like to see them try and push me off this ledge. I don't think that, the strongest orc in Moria could manage it.
Missed it by 1. Craic, you're up next.
Actually, could I try to shoot up top at some of the masonry up here and get it to maybe fall and maybe hopefully knock them off or something?
Yep. So for that, I'm going to have you target the big boss. He's going to have a higher parry. If you hit it, then I'll give them a chance to try and avoid that, but I think it's going to work well. It's a difficult shot.
Yeah. Terrible.
Yeah, difficult shot. Not quite. Fatimer, how about yourself? Oof.
No.
The Eye of Sauron gets you. That would have been an extra success. All right. They can only go single file, so there's not much they can do. Except this one is going to go after Frór. With his broad-bladed sword. Now he acts as though he's weary. And no, that's terrible. He got a 1. The goblin is going to stand behind Thranin and he will not move. The captain, he does have a bow of horn. He takes out his bow and he's going to fire. I'll do a random shot here. Oh, he goes after the ranger. A little taller than the dwarves. He can see your head up highest. And he takes a shot at you. But he is weary from the intimidation. Oh, dang it. Oh. Okay, that's automatically a piercing blow. And it'll be a double heavy blow. Oh my gosh. Do you want to... Well, you'll need to make a protection roll. You need to beat a 14. Should be pretty easy to do, I hope. Yep, you're protected. Now you're going to take a ton of damage. You can be knocked back, or you can take... And you'll take 9, or you can take 17 and not be knocked back.
I'll be knocked back.
Okay. So let me reduce you by 9. That will put you at 17. That makes you weary. That didn't last long.
Yeah.
I'll mark you weary. And you'll be knocked back. Give me an athletics roll. Okay, if you got an Eye of Sauron, you were going to be falling off, clinging to the edge with your fingers, but you are not. You're good. We go to the next round. Anyone want to change stances?
Yeah.
All right, Vidar.
I'm going to go ahead.
Oh, you're going to change?
Yeah, I'm going to go into forward.
Nice. Now, if the two dwarves want to fight side by side, there's scarcely enough room for that. I would have you guys, one of you make a battle roll to make sure that you don't get in and accidentally knock the other guy off. Maybe you link up left arm and right arm or something.
Well, I'll take the side closer to the wall. Here, I'll make some room to the other side.
Thranin, you're up first. Which of you two wants to make a battle roll?
I'm not very skilled in battle. I have 1 pip.
And your target is 16. And Frór, same thing. Who's feeling luckier?
Can I be dramatic and, like, tell Vidar down in front and, like, springboard off his back and land between these two?
Give me an athletics roll.
I can do that.
I love that idea. This is similar to how we beat the troll at the bridge of Khazad-dûm. Success! Yeah. Let me move these 3 guys back just a little bit here.
Vidar, down in front!
Okay.
Boing,
Yeah.
boing.
Go ahead and
Boop.
do your best, Ram Man. Leap across, and now you can attack that one.
I will attack that one. And I will tell him, prepare to fly!
Now, if you want to make, instead of an attack roll, now that you're up close in a forward stance, if you want to make just an athletics roll, if you succeed, you heave him off.
Oh, hell yeah. That's much more dramatic. Bowling for dwarves. Ah!
He plummets off.
And he'll point at the next one and say, "You're next."
Vidar, you're up next.
Try that battle roll, I guess.
Nice.
Wow. I guess Vidar goes tumbling off.
You missed it by 1. No, you're hanging from your hands. So as you go to push around, you feel your foot slip, and you're hanging from your hands right on the edge of the ledge. You feel a hand reach down and grab you. It's the goblin. And for a moment, you don't know, is he going to pull your hands away, or is he going to help you up? We'll get back to him. Frór, your turn. A good attempt, but just not enough. But your job is just to hold the pass. Craic, you are... you got knocked back. It'll take you your turn to recover your position and kind of gather your wits. Fatimer, right. You're up. Oh, Fatimer, the dice are not with you. Let's go to... this guy will charge up with his sword and go after Thranin. And he sweeps at your knee, trying to get you. He is no longer weary. And that is a miss. Missed it by 1. This one will go after Frór.
Let them come.
Now he will be weary because of your axe. And that's a clear miss. The goblin reaches down and grabs Vidar. Now, Vidar, you look up at him, and he's smiling, looking at you. Give me a riddle roll to see if you think he's being helpful or if he's going to score 1 for his side and drop an orc off this ledge.
Vidar famously good at riddles.
Ooh, okay.
At least I'll pull the goblin down with me.
Yeah, so he grabs your arm and starts to pull on it like he's trying to pull your hand off of the ledge. What does Vidar do?
I think, well, yeah, he would just pull it down.
You pull your hand down. Give me an athletics roll. This is for you to stay on the ledge and to pull him off.
Smart of you to make... I was assuming we'd both fall, but smart of you to make me roll, because I will fail that roll.
You got it.
Wow.
Nice. Okay, do you drop him or just hang him over the side?
Well, I think if he's trying to pull me off, I think Vidar just grabs him and yanks him off, like, to get rid of him. I don't see why he wouldn't.
And he plummets off.
Riddles, yeah, not really his thing.
All right, the guy with the bow. Random choice here. And he goes after Thranin. He saw you leap. He's going to fire his bow at you. And can he make that a piercing blow? No, he cannot. He can make it a heavy blow. So 10 damage to Thranin. You can take 5 and be knocked back.
I'll eat it.
Okay. Let me drop that by 10. I think that might make you weary as well. A short 1 hour rest and you'll recover. Your load's pretty high. Nope, you're good. You're still good. All right, next round. Thranin, you're up first. Unless anyone wants to change their stance.
No.
Okay, Thranin, you're up first.
He'll yell at the captain, "I'll be with you in a second."
Doing an athletics roll again?
Oh, I can do that again?
Yeah,
all right.
If you want to try and bowl him off.
Yeah,
Just don't roll an Eye of Sauron.
I'm even going to throw a hope on there.
Oh, nice. You pitch him off. And he plunges down into the darkness.
And I will move up to the captain.
Nice. Vidar, you are hanging by one hand. You reach up and grab with your second hand. An athletics roll to pull yourself up. Oh, well done. You regain your footing. You're back up off of the ledge. Frór, you're up. Eye of Sauron. Craic, you are back with your bow. You can take a shot.
Yeah, I'm going to fire at this guy.
Nice.
One of the regular guys. Oh, I hadn't selected him yet. There we go. Oh my god.
No.
I think I need to give up the bow.
These rolls have been atrocious tonight.
Yeah.
My goodness, it's the feet die that's killing you. So it's not your skill, it's the fickle hand of fate. Alright, going after Frór. And he attacks as if he's weary. And that's a miss. He does nothing. The captain will step up, drawing out his blade and laying into Thranin. And rolls a 1. That's a miss. Oh no, hits you for 4. Never mind. That makes you weary. Unless you want it to be knocked back and only take 2. Yeah, your load is 16. And now we go to, if anyone wants to change stance. Otherwise,
Yeah,
Thranin, you're up first.
I'm changing to open.
Perfect.
And I'm going to
You're going to move up?
move up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you try an athletics roll on him, he's too strong. It will not work. Got to deal with him the old-fashioned way. Did we lose you, Thranin? Are you still here?
Sorry. Yes, I'm going to smack him. This fight's going a lot faster than I realized.
Oh, almost a Gandalf rune, but you still hit him for 6 damage. Nice.
Awesome.
And Craic, you're up next.
Is there any way I can get past and get over to here?
That's a battle roll.
Okay.
Frór will duck down so that he can step over, but be warned, Frór has a little pointy top on his helmet, so it could be dangerous stepping over him.
Pickle Halba. You fail that. That's going to make you miserable. And I need an athletics roll.
Oh my god.
Just don't get an Eye of Sauron. Oh my gosh! I thought that was it. Yeah, you are not knocked over. I'm going to say, as you try to get by, you can see that there's just not room to shuffle by. There's too much motion, and that wasn't a good time. Maybe next round you can try and sneak through there.
Yeah.
Vidar, you're up.
Yeah, he's not going to try anything though, so I think he'll just hold his action.
Okay, Frór, your turn. Ooh, Frór. Nice. That guy he's got 2 hit points left. Alright, he will lay into Frór.
Certainly little Fatimer can get him with his bow.
Fatimer, do you want to do something?
Yeah.
Yeah, go. I was just assuming you were going to miss. So.
Oh, well, thanks for the confidence in me.
Oh, well, there you go. Oh, missed it by 2. That 10 would have been a piercing blow. Darn it. That was close. Now this one will attack Frór. And he is weary. And that's a miss. Alright. And the captain, he will go after Thranin. Uh-oh. With an Eye of Sauron. Now, he's going to spend a point of hate. And he's going to do Horrible Strength. With Horrible Strength, if he scores a piercing blow, spend 1 hate to make your protection roll ill-favored. So when you click on Protection Test, it'll pull up the second screen, and it says Favored, Ill-Favored, then there's a feat die. Just click on that Gandalf rune, and then select Worst.
Okay, where's protect? Oh,
In the chat.
protection. And where does it say worst?
So it'll say favored, ill-favored, and it says feat die, and there's like a pentagram, or a pentagon with a Gandalf rune in it. Do you see that?
Oh, okay.
And then
Yeah.
click worst.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
Oh, you are protected. Wow. Now you will take 4 damage.
I fart in your general direction.
Thranin, you're up unless anyone else wants to change stances.
Okay. I'm gonna throw a hope dice on there because
Oh,
how
missed it
did
by
I miss?
1.
Can I use my luck token?
If only you had one.
Wrong game.
Give me 1 second. Frór, you're up.
Yes, well, seeing Thranin in trouble, I will do my best to dispatch of this orc.
Nice. 7 damage. I think that takes him out. Yes. You can move up if you like.
Yes, I will move forward to support Thranin against the captain orc.
Perfect. Craic, you are up next. Now, Vidar is probably crouched down, so if you want to make another battle roll to get past him, you can make it... you're not favored in battle, but you can make it... Or you can add 2 bonus die to that. If you want to attempt it.
Yep.
Nope.
It's the weary. Give me that athletics roll. Just don't get my of Sauron.
That's right.
Okay. So you don't fall, but you know I can't get past there. Still not yet.
Yeah.
Vidar.
I forgot real quick that everyone should get an endurance back with that hit that I got.
Yep, so everyone gains an endurance point. In fact, you've hit just once or twice?
I know at least
You
once.
hit twice.
Maybe just the last
back.
one.
You hit twice. Yeah, you did 15 damage, and then you just did this one for 7. So everyone should gain 2 endurance points. That will be helpful for Craic and for Thranin. Fatimer.
Oh, I hit it.
Excellent. He has to make a protection roll. He is protected, but he takes damage. And he's got 50. How come Thranin's like hanging off the cliff there?
Save me!
The captain will go after Thranin again. And hits you for 4 damage. Slowly whittling you down. Alright, we go to the next round. Round 6. Anyone changing stance? Thranin, you're up first. Oh, Gandalf rune. Great success. Yeah, it'll automatically be a piercing blow. You can do a heavy blow. Let me give him a protection roll. He is wounded.
That had to hurt.
How do you do it, Thranin?
Oh, I just warily do a right-handed swing and knock him off.
Nice. There's a chop, and then you feel the resistance slacken as his body slides off and falls down. That is the end of the combat. We've got 2 folks that are weary, one that's miserable. There's your goblin ally is no more, but there's still this Moria orc hanging down from the gibbet. And Thranin, give me a healing roll as you look down at him.
Okay.
Nice. You look down at him and you can see that he is still alive, but just barely.
Is he holding on to something?
No, so he's in like the cage, suspended by a chain. He looks like he is been left here to starve and die in the darkness. His only companion, the screams and squeals of the goblins as they're hurled down to their death.
That's no way to die. And I will chop the wooden support.
Nice. You hack the support, and as he falls, you see his eye, as he turns his head and looks up at you, almost mouthing, "Thank you, if only he could muster the strength to speak." And you see him, along with the gibbet chain and part of the wood, fall down into the darkness.
Death is a gift, Pigface.
The Ledge
Might
of
have had-
Woe is now yours. Yeah, he might have had information, but
He might have had useful information.
it now dies with him.
Oops.
Oh well.
You can holler
No,
down.
we,
What do you know?
We have this
Sorry.
little goblin that can be interrogated now.
Do we?
No.
Vidar threw him down to his death.
Oh, well, I guess we don't.
You
Yeah.
shout down to the orc, "What do you know?" And he says, "The bell is," and then it just fades out to darkness.
Oh, the damn dwarves have gone all gas, no brakes.
Yep. Now, if you guys want to spend a short rest, you can recover your strength score in endurance points. That will for sure help Craic not be weary, but Thranin, I think you're going to gain 7. You're going to be right at the edge of weariness. So if you guys want to do that short rest, it's under it's above your combat proficiencies. You can see a short and a prolonged. Everyone can click on the short rest. Excellent.
Yeah.
Almost. Would I be able to do a healing roll on... Oh, no, I can't heal myself, can
Right,
I?
and healing is
No.
just for if you are wounded.
Oh, okay.
But you'll gain the rest of that back, like when you have a long rest, like an 8-hour sleep. But that
Does
will,
anybody need healing?
let me do a short rest for. And you can
Would,
also during this rest, if you want to pull fellowship points out for hope, you can do that as well. We have 6 points
Yeah, I was
to choose.
I was
from.
gonna ask if it was cool if I took some hope points.
Yeah.
I'll take one, please. I gotta get my load down. I'm carrying around this big bar of mithril, but I can't bring myself to throw it away.
You can also ditch your sword. That costs 2.
Yeah.
You want to ditch your sword?
Yeah.
Okay. That will help you. There we go. Now your load is 14. You're no longer weary.
Oh, that was nice.
And
I feel so light. It's like when I get a haircut.
did anyone else regain hope?
Frór took 1 hope.
I had taken 1, too.
Okay. So we're at 4 left in the fellowship pool. And again, we can use those points as well during combat. You can make any of your attack rolls favored.
Did Craic want some
I
as
took-
well?
I took 2.
You took 2. Okay, so we have 2 points left. Does Fatimer want 1 and Vidar want 1? We can use those up now.
Sure, I'll take 1.
Okay, I'll put us at 0. And why don't we take our short rest now as well? Let's take like an 8-minute break. And when we get back, we will get off of this ledge and back into the mine. Who knows what information that goblin or that orc might have had? It died with them. And I will see you all in just a few minutes.
some crappy ranger. 47 hit points and a high dexterity. 17 for strength. Kobolds are afraid of me. Crafted from numbers on living paper. I skip from the mundane to a medieval caper. While in real life, my fate is unspoken. Hero roll of the dice and my fate is unspoken. I locate the lair, but it doesn't make much sense to me. I think that the DM might be out to get me. A hero in armor and truth. Bards tell my legacy. The flame of my torch illuminates the enemy. I win in a battle. You win foes asunder. Deeper I venture, the deeper I wonder. The bodies pile up before me, the corpses I plunder. The deeper I venture, the deeper I wonder. Crafted from numbers on living paper. I skip from the mundane to a medieval caper. And while in real life, my fate is unspoken. Hero roll of the dice and my fate is unspoken. No. I drink my last potion. I charge through the open gate. The flame of the dragon. Try to seal my awful fate with a handful of dice. 5 times I roll 20. The dragon goes down. The DM no plenty. I leave with the princess. A satchel chock full of gold. We head to the tavern where my mighty tale unfolds. Crafted from numbers on living paper. I skip from the mundane to a medieval caper. While in real life, my fate is unspoken. Hero roll of the dice and my fate is unspoken. The king he honored me with a mighty crossbow. It's blessed by the elves, he said. I thank him and I go. The life of a hero, struggling to stay alive. It's worth all the hardship though, 'cause now I'll never fight.
Well, you beat me, Craic, but I'm back too. Sound off if you're here.
Yo.
Hello.
I'm here.
Hello.
Here.
Hello.
Here.
And hello. We're all here. Let's jump back in. Excuse me. So we are here at the Ledge of Woe. We have just brought woe unto some Mordor orcs, a goblin and a Moria orc. But there's an opening here in the facade that's carved into the chasm wall. If we peer in through there, we see there's a series of tunnels and stairs, and essentially it just leads deeper into Moria. This one goes up and over. So from here, I need an explore roll to see if we get going in the right direction. Do we want to have Frór do that? He seems to be the most skilled at it.
I'm sure I could manage.
My goodness. Your lodestone helps. A great success. Excellent. Let's go back to our Moria journeys. Let's do a travel roll. I think last time was Craic, so we're back to Thranin. If you want to make a travel roll for us. We'll take the 10. Much better. And the target is going to be Frór, Frór, our scout. So this will be an explore roll. Let's see what the problem is. Is going to be 4. Watchful Eyes. If this fails, then you will gain 1 shadow point of dread. You can make a valor roll to combat that. And then the eye awareness will go up by 1. So you can't help but feel like you're being watched. In a Gandalf rune. Excellent. As you traverse through these tunnels. And we go for quite some time, and we feel like we're headed in the right direction. We can't go any further east. We must need to go west. We think that the endless stair must be to the west. So at some point in those endlessly branching stairs and passages, we got turned around. But as we continue, we find several long passageways, and most of these are quiet. In fact, for about a day, we don't come across anyone else. And you would think, if this is where the orcs are bringing goblins to throw them off, we might run into a few. But we don't. And that begins to make us think maybe they're watching us. Maybe they've got eyes on us, and we just don't see them. Let's do
Yes. How does the air smell here in this particular hallway?
So it smells a little bit less fresh than it did in the chasm. The chasm had a lot of fresh air, a lot of movement of air, and these tunnels can get a little stifling, and especially for a ranger, and it's probably worse than for anyone. Hobbits live in the ground. They're comfortable there, but for a ranger, he wants to live under the open sky. And it begins to get a little stifling for Craic, this constant slog through the darkness. In fact, you wonder the next time you see the sun if you will go blind because of the brightness. You don't smell any particularly strong odor, but you do smell the faint wisp here and there of cook fires or grilling meat, and you know that meat is probably orc or goblin that's being cannibalized by the armies down here. Otherwise, all there is to eat is the ends of worms and whatever insects and rats you might be able to scrounge up. In fact, your own meager rations are getting low, and we will need to find some food and some water. And part of your explore roll is going to be to do that. So let me roll for some resources here. So you find some water, Frór, and it is icy cold. And this is, it's coming down from the mountains from the mile or so of stone up above you, and you just see moisture on the wall, and it trickles down the side of the wall, and you can hear it dripping and plopping every now and then, making a small puddle in the ground, but then seeping in and going somewhere else. To touch it, it's icy cold. It doesn't feel greasy or grimy or gritty like some of the other waters that you found. Do you want to try drinking that water?
Sure.
You get a mouthful, and give me a riddle roll as you swish some of that water around in your mouth. It tastes okay. In fact, more than okay. It's cold. This is likely snowmelt from up above. And as a dwarf, you know the amount of time it takes for water to get from one area of stone to another, that it's on the order of inches per year. And so this water you're drinking now likely was from a snow, hundreds of years ago. Yet it's been purified passing through the rocks, and it tastes wonderful. And in fact, this will lift your spirits, not quite as much as finding that fountain that you found a few sessions ago, but this is enough that you can fill your water skins. Now, food is another matter, and throughout this day you're looking for any sources of food, and maybe following either consciously or unconsciously that smell of grilling meat or protein. Maybe your nose betrays you and leads you in that direction when you're trying to get somewhere else. And the ever rumble in Fatimer's belly reminds you that you need to restore your provisions. Let me have Fatimer give me an awareness roll.
Yes, I should expect you'll have to tighten your belt before this adventure is over, Fatimer.
Aw.
Fatimer, you catch a whiff of this smell, and it smells like a grilled coney with sage and butter, and your mouth just begins to water. You've eaten enough hardtack for the rest of your life. You don't care to ever chew on one of those horrible ship biscuits, or to ever have to resort to eating worms and the like. Half the time when Frór hands you food, he says, don't look at it, just eat it. And you'll pop it in your mouth and just you hope it gives you enough respite from the gnawing hunger pains. How would Fatimer feel at smelling this wonderful scent of grilled meat?
I feel like maybe it would give Fatimer a little bit more hope about what's coming, and that they're gonna get out of here eventually.
Now, Frór, you mentioned something to Fatimer about food. Give me an enhearten roll. Fatimer, Frór tried. He tried to tell you, tighten your belt. Is that what a hobbit wants to hear?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. And part of your focus now, besides keeping us safe, is going to be, where's that smell coming from? Let's do another travel roll. I think this is Craic's turn to roll this one.
Hunting is what I'm best at. Maybe I could go hunting for some food. Oh, I just missed it.
Give me a hunting roll.
Hunting roll.
Perfect. So with the failed travel roll, typically that just means you don't go as far. And maybe this is because you are trying to hunt up some food. Now you come across a few bones along the path. They've been discarded by someone. These don't look old. These are maybe, within a couple of days. There's still a little moisture in the bone from the juices of the meat that was on there. And you can still smell some of that meat on there. Someone passed by here just a few days ago, chewing on whatever this is. Looking at it, you suspect this is probably a leg bone of some sort. It's maybe a foot long. If it were a sheep, you might feel comfortable saying, yeah, this is a sheep's leg. but you know there's likely no sheep down here. This is probably a goblin leg. Now, it has not been cracked open. There's a little marrow in there. Do you crack that open and pass it around?
It's probably been lying here for days.
Yeah. As
a ranger, am I aware of things like bacteria?
Give me a wisdom roll. It's up at the top next to Valor. Valor and Wisdom. And you can add a bonus die for being a ranger. You don't know. I mean, it's you know that some people age meat and they hang it to age, but that's not cooked.
Yeah.
You're awfully hungry. But you do have a suspicion that, you know, we don't usually eat stuff that's been cooked and then left for days. You probably don't know that it's bacteria, but maybe you think of it as, you know, corruption or spoilage.
Right. I don't trust it. I think we should keep looking for food.
Fatimer, when you see him discard that bone, what goes through your head? Visions of strangling the ranger?
Well, he knows best, so I'll trust him on that.
But you find yourself licking your lips as you see him pick up that bone, and you maybe take a few steps towards it, and you can smell it, and it smells like you know, a fresh spit of meat, even though you know it's been lying here in the dark, and who knows what's crawled over it or been gnawing on it.
I think Fatimer would maybe take it with him just to smell occasionally.
Nice. You guys see Fatimer like sniffing a cigar, he's holding this bone up under his nose.
Yeah.
Now you could maybe boil it in a soup pot, and maybe that would, you know, get rid of the corruption. You don't know, but it would certainly flavor it. You might all have dysentery, but, you know, them's the prices you pay.
I don't know about that.
Right.
So let's pick a target for this next event. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say maybe we could look for another one of those underground rivers or lakes with the fish that we found earlier.
We go back to Frór. Frór's getting picked on. Now, because this roll was failed, I'm going to roll 2 feet die. We're going to take the worst of the two. Not bad. It'll be Watchful Eyes. So if you fail this roll, Frór, then you will gain 1 shadow point, and the eye awareness will go up.
Wasn't the worst one the Long Dark?
Oh, yes. Sorry, thank you. If this fails, everyone gains 2 shadow points. And again, this is your hunger is what makes this the Long Dark of Moria. Great success. So you keep everyone's spirits up as you're walking. You know that it's getting harder without finding food, except for this, you know, discarded bone probably, you know, would make you sick.
With a great success, perhaps I've explored enough caverns. I know that along some moist walls, mushrooms and fungi will grow. Is there any chance perhaps I happen upon some mushrooms?
With a great success, there's a very good chance that you would. That's going to be a... let's do a scan roll to see if you notice any either edible lichens or edible fungus. And a Gandalf rune. Yeah, in fact, it's lichen that you see. And you know this typically grows, you know, outdoors, but it's not uncommon to find something like this in a cave, especially where there's moisture and minerals and nutrients for it. And if you peel it off, the flavor's not great, the texture's not great. It's a little chewy, kind of like fruit leather, but you know that this would provide some sustenance. Now, dwarves would be fine eating this. You only hope that Fatimer might agree. How do you present it to Fatimer to make it sound as appealing as possible without saying, here, I found some scum growing on the side of the wall, eat this?
No, not scum. This is lichen, Fatimer. It will be good for you. It will grow, help you grow your muscles. You'll be a strong hobbit after this.
Oh, well, thank you, friend.
Now, Fatimer, you know this is the crap that grows on a rock. And, I mean, there's what nutrition could be in there. But what do you tell yourself as you eat it?
I mean, it's better than nothing, I suppose.
And if you want to, as you put it in your mouth, it's not good. I mean, it doesn't taste sour or bitter, but it's just flavorless, and it turns to mush in your mouth. Give me a riddle roll as you try and pretend it's something like a pastry, a nice little fruit-filled Danish.
Oh.
No, you're unable to convince yourself as such, and so you eat it, but it's very unpleasant, and your homesickness begins to grow. Give me a valor roll, or Fatimer will take a point of shadow.
Oh no.
And I need a valor roll from the ranger as well. Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Gandalf rune. Or take a point of shadow as this long dark of Moria, this oppressive forever dark, forever night, begins to weigh heavily upon you. Ooh, and an Eye of Sauron. So that will raise the eye awareness. And I'm going to give you a point of shadow. There we go. Now, did we...
This place.
We did. We come upon... there's a smell that begins to come up. It's not that smell of grilled meat, but the dwarves recognize this right away, and you don't need to make a roll at all for this. It smells like a forge, like hot metal. Smells like burnt ashes of coal and slag. It smells like a dwarven forge. What would Thranin, what would your response to that smell be? You might be muted, Craic, if you're speaking. I think he's... you are muted, Craic, if you're there. Let's go to Vidar. What would Vidar think, smelling a dwarven forge up ahead?
I think almost worried he's going to find another place that's been, treated horribly by foul creatures, but maybe a little excited. It's a familiar scent.
Yeah, a forge would be like your church. This would be, almost a place of reverence and worship for the dwarves. And woe unto the orcs if they have despoiled this. And within a short amount of time, roughly 45 minutes or so, you come into the end of a long passageway. You come into a long arcade of arches that leads on into the darkness. And let me grab my notes. Let me have the dwarves give me each a lore roll, please. Oh, a Gandalf rune from Frór. So, Frór, you know that the dwarves of old forged mighty weapons and laid them in store in an armoury deep beneath the city. But it is also said that the armouries of the Third Deep were the heart of the dwarven arsenal. Here were stored weapons and armour to equip a great army of dwarves. Mail and helms they laid in store, axes and swords and spears innumerable. Here, too, they stored enchanted blades, made by the masters of old, the peerless hand of Telchar, the matchless mind of Narvi, and the blessed works of Durin himself. Now, these armories were more than just storehouses. Here was where the dwarven tunnel guards were stationed. These dwarven warriors defended the city against attacks from below. Those Moria's defenses against attacks from without were impenetrable. The dwarves feared that goblins might creep in through unknown tunnels or undermine the city's gates. The elite tunnel guards were specially trained and equipped for fighting in the darkness, with enchanted mattocks and shields bound in Moria silver. And when Durin's Bane awoke, the tunnel guards were called to the defense of their city, and they gave their lives bravely in the Battle of the Armouries. Now, where you're at now, this was known as the mustering yard. This wide hall is a crossroads in Moria, designed so that troops could quickly be dispatched to anywhere in the city. And it was here, when Durin's Bane arose, that a host of warriors gathered and perished, for none could stand against the Balrog's fiery presence. As you enter, the air is very still. There is that smell that will forever permeate these halls, that smell of worked metal. But you can't help but shake a feeling that this is now like unto a tomb, without the sound of hammers, without the ring of metal upon metal.
Yes, the forge's fire is ashen cold these days.
And I'll let you explore the armories if you like.
Where are the forges themselves, would I know, in relation to this mustering hallway?
So most of the forges are probably a little deeper than this. A lot of this is where arms would be given to others, but there was always forges, small anvils to work materials kept here, and likely down lower where the heat coming up from the ground would help keep the forges lit. As you...
Are there...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, are there any old weapons still lying around that we can see?
None that you see here. It looks as though, since this was open to the tunnels, this has been spoiled. Now, Frór, you enter into the upper gatehouse. Mighty gates have been blasted asunder. It's clear that the enemy has come through here. You see blackened scorch marks reaching all the way up to the ceiling as you get through that door that was once stood right there. Now over here on the other end, you can see that there is a system of it's on a chain, small, almost like an elevator, small platforms you can stand on that can be raised and lowered from up above. There's a brake here as well. You can release the mechanism that will let you descend, or with counterweights.
Yes, I've heard of the dwarven lifts before.
And that is this right here. And Frór falls to his doom.
Does it have to be controlled manually, like a dumbwaiter?
So normally there is likely going to be someone up above that could turn a vast crank. To get down is a simple matter. If you get into these platforms and release the brake, it will slowly descend down. To get up, you could either keep the brake on and try to climb up the chain, or put something heavy in the other side that will cause it to ascend up. There may also be a pulley at the bottom that you can crank to raise others up as well. And where Craic and Frór are, you can see that great brake mechanism. It's a lever you can pull and release the lift so that you could easily descend down to lower levels of the armories, or you could climb up if you want to go up and above.
Yes, well, I would much like to see the lower armories and the forges of the dwarves here.
How do you propose to get down?
Well, it seems quite simple. I believe we just climb inside and pull the lever.
Who's gonna do that?
I'll do it, Thranin says.
Thranin, you hop into one of the little lift carriers. These could carry ore up and down, or armors up and down, or personnel up and down. If you climb in, then who releases the brake? put Thranin over here in the lift.
Well, no one would I trust more with my life than little Fatimer. Certainly, Fatimer, you could control the brake system. I would trust you with my life, after all.
Well, sure, I can do it.
Watch Fatimer be gnawing on that bone.
Yeah.
You guys are like, let us up, let us up. So, Frór, you get in the lift as well. Craic, do you want to go down as well? Or wait and see if they plunge to their death?
I know I'd like to check it out.
And Vidar,
I didn't know that many would fit in.
Well, there's several different cars on there. Let me get rid of some of the fog here. Fatimer, as you go to release the brake, you think this thing has to be jammed up. It's been locked for, hundreds of years. But Dwarven craftsmanship being what it is, it moves as effortlessly as could be. And the boys begin to drop down. Now there's a landing here. And do you shout up for Fatimer to stop, or do you continue to descend?
It might be worth exploring. Fatimer, please put on the brakes on the lift.
Fatimer, it was easy to release the brakes, but applying them is just as easy.
Oh, okay.
And you descend down to this next level. Now let me get the text here for you. Excuse me. This is the first armory. The first armory, you can see, has been stripped bare. It looks like there's, from the ample, or the meager part that your light can see without getting off, it looks like you see an endless row of shelves and racks where swords and axes were stored. The orcs treasure dwarf-made weapons and armor. They adapt them to their horrible tastes. There's many bent blades slathered in orc poison and caked in dried gore that are stacked up in their stead. Let me reveal a little bit more of the room here.
More defilement.
Now, in the center, there seems to be a much larger room. Do you want to go and explore that?
Yeah. Go have a peek.
As you head in there, this is the Broken Hall. This was a museum commemorating the battles where warriors from Khazad-dûm had fought and died. It was called Broken because the dwarves venerate the weapons and armor of the fallen. Here they displayed sundered shields, broken swords, cloven helms, splintered spears, notched axes, and other weapons that had served well unto the end. Behind each relic, dwarven artisans painted grand murals depicting heroic deeds, the battles against Morgoth, wars against orcs and dragons, the fall of Eregion, the war of the Last Alliance. The orcs have despoiled all this, of course. They toppled the displays of broken weapons and trampled the relics into the dirt. They smashed and defiled all the murals and set up mocking tributes to dwarven victories. Now there are crudely made depictions of the death of King Frór, the fall of Moria, and other dwarven defeats. At one end of the hall is a huge orc painting of a demonic figure. It might be Sauron or Morgoth or some other imagined dark lord laying waste to Middle-earth. It is black and wreathed in flames. The sight of the despoiled hall fills you with dread. I need the 3 dwarves and the ranger to make a valor roll.
These orcs care for nothing.
Vidar, you lose no shadow. Frór, you take 2 points of shadow. Thranin, you take 1 point of shadow. And Craic, you take no shadow. So Thranin takes 1 and Frór takes 2 points of shadow. Now, let me have Craic make a scan roll. And Fatimer, give me an awareness roll. Oh, nice. Double Gandalf rune.
Yeah.
Don't want to waste those things.
Right.
Perfect. So, With your scan roll, you find a crude orc painting depicting cornered dwarves starving in an underground hall. And despite the primitive rendition, the image of the door is recognizable as early era architecture, suggesting that these dwarves perished in Old Moria. One of the dwarves wears a crown. This is a depiction of the last redoubt of the dwarves, an area that you have found. In fact, it was there that you found the keys, the ring of keys that Vidar carries. Now, the hall ends, again, with no dwarven artifacts here, simply orc garbage, where once stood proud dwarven works. You could take the lift down again. Fatimer, as they are studying these things and coming across this defilement, you hear sounds. You hear a noise. And did they leave you up here in the dark, or do you have light?
I'm gonna say I have light.
Okay, what light do you have?
Maybe a lantern or something.
Okay, as you turn with the lantern, you look down the way you came. You don't see anything, but you're sure you heard something. And then you think you hear the rustle of the chain of the lifts. In fact, you sense that there's weight on that chain, like maybe something is trying to climb up. Now you can release it, and it will descend down.
Is it the same weight that it was when everyone was...
I think a riddle roll. No, it's definitely different.
Can I look down the passage?
Like down,
or like down the lift?
Down the shaft?
Yeah.
Yeah, as you climb to the edge, you peer down, and then there's a great movement right in front of your face, and you recoil back, nearly dropping the lantern as bats begin to fly down from their roost up above where they've been disturbed and fly and flutter past you. Give me a valor roll. Yeah, you're going to take a point of shadow as well.
Okay.
Of dread. You know where to put that on your character sheet?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the dwarves up there, Fatimer?
Yeah, the dwarves are back in the lift, and they probably heard a squeak as these bats flew into your face. And you can see a light up there flashing around, like Fatimer's moving, gesticulating wildly. And you hear the voices calling up, Fatimer, what are you doing? Are you okay?
Well, I thought I heard a noise coming from the way we came. And then, the chains were moving, and I didn't know if it was you.
Sounds like they're back at the lift. Do they want to come up or come down? Looks like there is another level down below, if you want to go and explore that.
Ooh, yeah, got to.
Fatimer, you release the brake again, and as they descend down into the darkness, and I'll descend you down into the dark, you come upon the second armory. The second armory, like the first, looks to have been looted by orcs. Their efforts here were not as thorough as in the first hall, and it's still possible to find some ancient weapons among the debris. This second armory held specialized war gear. Things like a battering ram can be found here. Now, there's a glow coming from the far end. It's just kind of over in the darkness. There's a glow, faint, that you can see. There looks like there's maybe a small archway, and you see the light shining through the archway. And you can smell something burning. It's not smoky, but you can smell fire and charred wood.
Does it look like a forge's fire?
Give me a riddle roll.
Maybe the fire of something's camp.
Yeah, you don't think it's a forge fire. It's flickery, like a torch or like a fire pit or something. A forge's fire would be a glow, not a flicker. With your roll, you're not sure what it might be, but you don't think it's a forge. Now, as you get down and move in a little bit more, Fatimer, are you going to continue to stay up there, or do you want to come down as well? There's down here. There's a mechanism where you guys could lock the machinery. There's also a large hand crank. It would take probably two of you. You could crank the lift up or down. You want to stay up there, Fatimer?
Yeah. I'll go down, I guess.
So you get in the lift, and I'll descend you down as well. There we go. And let me reveal a little bit more of the map here.
Yeah, it's good that we all stick together.
Looking down the hall, you see a set of stairs, as well as you can see that stairs leading down, as well as that archway. And the light is coming from just beyond that archway. And let me have Frór and Vidar give me an awareness roll. Nice. Frór with a great success. So Frór, you hear speech, and it is orc speech. It does not sound like the dialect that you've heard from the Mordor orcs, nor is it as crude as the Moria orc dialect. This sounds a little different. This almost sounds... I'm trying to think of the word.
Would it sound like Gundabad orcs, like those that marched on the Misty Mount, or rather the Lonely Mountains in the Battle of the Five Armies?
It's almost a blend of that and Mordor orcs. It's definitely different. It's a different dialect. Is it possible that there is a third coalition of orcs here in Moria? You don't know. It sounds almost fanatical, I guess. The speech that you hear, the whispers, the demands. If you get closer with a great success, you might be able to pick some of that out, or you could always send the stealthy hobbit up there.
Yes, my thoughts exactly. Hobbit is known for their stealth. Fatimer, there seems to be some orcs up ahead. I can't make out their dialect, though. That is foreign to me.
I suppose I could
Type
check
of
it out.
orc.
Yeah, this does not seem like Moria or Mordor orc. Definitely not goblin. You hear a deep voice as well that has a deep rumble to it, and it's very almost sounds like someone that's not well educated or intelligent.
That doesn't narrow it down for orcs.
Fatimer, you gonna sneak up there?
Yeah.
Give me that stealth roll.
Just remember, Fatimer, if you get into trouble, hoot twice like a barn owl.
You got
Because
it.
of course barn owls are going to be down here
Oh,
in the
yeah.
mines.
Well, you never know.
Oh,
nice.
Fatimer with the Gandalf rune. Fatimer, move yourself up, if you would, up to the little archway up here. As you creep along, all of you are amazed at just how quietly a hobbit can be when they want to be. And Fatimer, you get right up to that opening. You have your back pressed up against it. And from here, you can smell the breath of these things. And something in there smells like someone that has never brushed their teeth ever. It's a smell of rot and decay. It doesn't remind you of like the wraiths that you've encountered. That smells like death. This smells like really bad hygiene, just like a horrible, horrible smell. But you can hear some of that speech. It is in the orc language, and it sounds like a conversation, but more an argument. Give me a riddle roll to see if you can pull out bits and pieces of this.
Nope.
You get a few words. A few words that come to you. You think maybe the dwarves would have a better time at understanding this. One of the words, it sounds like chime, or maybe it's bell. You don't know, but something like that, and something about the forge is not hot enough. And the deep booming voice says he cannot help and he must stay here. And then the other voices say something about Thu, and you think it's a name, maybe THU or THEW, you don't know, but something about Thu, and then they use the orc word gash, GHASH, which you know means fire.
Maybe they're trying to forge something?
Sounds like it. If the dwarves want to come up, they might be able to hear that better, or you can peek your head in and see what's in there.
Well, if the dwarves come up, it's going to be a battle, so it's up to you, Fatimer.
Yeah, I'll take a quick peek.
Okay, give me a scan roll. Don't get an Eye of Sauron. A great success. All right, Fatimer, you peek in, and let me remove the fog. You see several figures. These three smaller ones look very much like this bigger one, only smaller. And these creatures, they're orcs, but they look different. They're wearing different sorts of clothes. They've got, let me see if I've got a picture here. They've got a headgear of like bone, and I don't know if that came through. Try that again. There we go. Headgear of bone and a staff that the end glows like hot embers, and that must be where the glow and the smell is coming from. These look like fanatics, maybe religious fanatics. They worship something or someone here in Moria. The other being is massive. This looks like a giant cave troll, and he is wearing a lot of armor. Looks like it's been patched together from dwarven shields, sheets of mail. He is heavily armored. Fatimer, what do you do?
Well, I think I'm gonna have to go get the dwarves and the ranger.
I need another sneaking roll as you head back. Easily done. Now, because you got an automatic success and a great success, if someone else wants to come up there, you can show them the places where to step. You'll give them a bonus die if someone else wants to come up. Otherwise, you guys can formulate a plan for how to deal with this. These orcs seem to have some, you think, maybe information about the bell. Maybe they know where it is, or maybe they're trying to craft something similar, or maybe they're trying to destroy it. You don't know. What do you tell the others? Only you were privy to that conversation.
Okay. Well, I'll tell them the words that I heard.
No, you have to say it. See how well you listened.
Well, it seems like they know something about the bell. I heard something that was like chime or bell, and they were talking about the forges and fire.
And you described them as well as that great troll that's in there.
What were the properties of the bell?
So the bell is made of mithril, entirely of mithril. So you don't even know how big it is, what the size might be, but it would be worth a king's fortune just in the mithril. It's doubtful that the orcs would want a bell. Music, if it's not drums, it ain't music to orcs. But that's an incredibly valuable find of mithril. But it's probably pretty cumbersome to carry around a big bell when you could just melt it down into ingots and carry out the ingots.
Okay, so it's not like something that they would want to forge a copy of.
Maybe if they're trying to do something else. Maybe they're trying to make a copy to make some sort of deal with the orcs, or a ransom that they try and fool the dwarves with, to maybe for, to get the dwarves to stop harassing Moria, because maybe word of your exploits has reached them. Clearly someone killed Malik. What does Thranin think?
They have to be taken out.
That's your answer for everything.
Yes, I'm a hammer.
Right?
We have nails up there. But we have to spare one for information.
Now, Fatimer...
He's probably right. I don't know that these people can be reasoned with.
The fanatical ones they'll be difficult to break. The troll, would you trust a troll? Maybe. But this might be your best shot at finding out where the bell is. If they know where it is, they could potentially lead you to it.
The only troll that I'll trust is one that's had its skull split by my axe.
Now, Fatimer, that was a dead end down there, so those things are trapped down there. You didn't see any sort of side passage or other exits, so you do have an advantage there. They're trapped in that room. So what do you guys want to do?
Was there a door to that room?
No. So there was an archway right here, but there's no door.
I would like to take a long rest. Get
Fuel
some endurance.
right here.
So, like, would the rune of power be able to seal that?
Yes. If you recall, you found a smashed door. I think it was in the King's Hall or in the 21st Hall, and there were runes of power on there. We were able to salvage some that would lock any passageway. Essentially like a Gandalf "you shall not pass" kind of thing.
We just gonna lock them in there and starve them or something? While we take a long rest.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, is there a way, we could throw a bunch of fire bombs in there and then seal them in or something like that?
Thranin start patting his pockets down. I'm all out of fireballs.
If you can find enough wood, there are wooden shelves in the hall just up above you There were wooden shelves, wooden panels that have been despoiled by the orcs that used to have beautiful dwarven artwork on it. That's all flammable. There are shafts of halves of spears, of orc spears up there. This hall that you're in now, there are, if with a scan roll, you can find some weapons, some dwarven weapons, some orc weapons, probably like a bunch of arrows, maybe wooden shields. There's things here that would burn.
You do it quietly, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the real trick.
I did not see this coming, so this is kind of cool. There's also the stairs that lead down from this room. You could potentially bypass them, or maybe there's another way. Or maybe there is an entrance that Fatimer just didn't see peering through that archway like he did. What does Frór think?
Well, perhaps, as you mentioned, Fatimer could show me a good path to sneak up, and I could take a look with him.
Well, you would get a bonus die on your sneaking roll.
I thought it was just Fatimer's role. In that case, I don't know.
I could let Fatimer take you with a 1 die penalty.
I would have a penalty?
Yes.
I definitely don't think you want me doing any stealth, so if that's the case, it's up to Fatimer, but otherwise, I think it's best if I stay back here.
I only have 2 in stealth, so I don't know how quiet I would be.
And you ate beans yesterday, so...
Yes.
I have 2 in a check.
I don't know that our dwarves have ever passed a stealth roll, so I don't think that's...
I don't have anything in stealth whatsoever, yeah.
Just need a Gandalf rune is all. Maybe Fatimer can go in with a dagger and just start slitting throats.
And then I would get squished.
Squashed into jelly.
Yeah.
Go burgle, burglar.
Yeah, what if the bell was in there? You didn't see it, but there's a lot of people in there.
Well, we could always use the rune of power to lock the door and then question them. Or I could bring Frór over if he wants to look. Maybe he'll see something I didn't.
Well, sure, Fatimer. If you think it's wise, I'll go with you.
So that's with a penalty die, Fatimer.
Does Fatimer, do you have any equipment that might help? Oh, never mind. I knew I had a cloak at one point, but I think I traded that out.
I'm just gonna use a point of hope.
Oh, and a Gandalf rune. Wow. You get over there with Frór. Now, Frór, you have your back against that wall, and your anger at having seen the vandalism up above and knowing that there's orcs just on the other side, it's almost hard to not clench your fists and grind your teeth. But you can hear them speaking. If you want to make a riddle roll, see if you can hear anything else from them. That's a terrible roll. No, you just hear they're getting very agitated, and you can hear them kind of stomping around, like maybe they're getting ready to leave.
Well, can I look around the corner and look at them?
Yeah, give me a scan roll. Wow.
Nice.
Extraordinary success.
Do I notice any of their symbols or things that they're wearing?
Yes. So it looks like they have no swords, they have no bows, they carry these staves, the orcs do. They have one of them, the larger token, it looks like he's got robes on, as well as maybe like a scale shirt. So it looks like almost like dragon scales, like on your shield, but these are large black scales that make like a shirt of mail, essentially scale mail, under the robes. And no other weapons, no knives, no axes, no swords, just these staves. Now the big brute, he has a maul, a giant hammer, and you know that could squash poor Fatimer into jelly. That thing looks huge. This is no simple stone troll. This is a great cave troll, like the one that you fought a few days ago in the halls. And this one looks heavily armored. Now the larger token here seems to be the leader of the other orcs. He's got the others kind of worked up and riled up, and he keeps saying the same word over and over again. And that word is gosh, which you know is the orc word for fire. And he's looking at that big troll, and he's shaking his head like, no. You think maybe he's saying the fires in here are not hot enough, but he knows where the fires are hot enough. Now, give me a lore roll, Frór, as you hear him talk about, the forge is not hot enough for mithril. The dwarves forge mithril. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe the forges are not working. That will raise the eye awareness. Maybe there's something wrong with these forges. And that would be heartbreaking for a dwarf. There's always the hope that they can get the forges relit. But what if they're damaged beyond repair?
No, I think it would just be that the orcs could not figure out how to use them. They are
no mere.
They take a dwarf's hand.
Might use. Yeah, maybe it takes a dwarf to get the forge to work properly. They are finely engineered. It's not just a bowl of hot coals.
Well, do I recognize any symbols on them or anything?
Where you saw like the eye of Mordor on the Mordor orcs, these have a symbol of flame upon their robes.
Does it look like that shrine that we found outside of the chamber of Mazad Bul?
I'm trying to remember that shrine. No, it does not. You are put in mind of that picture you saw on the level above of that black demon or whatever it was, hulking in black, wreathed in flame. That maybe these are worshippers of whatever that was, and you only hope it's not Durin's Bane.
Well, I think I found out as much as I'm going to be able to.
What now?
You see anything flammable in that room?
Oh, with an extraordinary success. I'm going to move you guys closer. It looks like the troll is sitting around a cauldron. And this is probably an orc cauldron. And it's covered in soot, like he's probably tried to heat up coal or wood or something in here. Maybe they were trying to use this to get it hot enough. There's also some sacks on the floor next to him, and there's a symbol on the sack, and with an extraordinary success, this is Dwarven coal. This is coal that has been mined for the purpose of forging metal. So there is something flammable. It's not, it's not highly flammable. It's not like gasoline or something, but once this burns, it does not stop. It will burn until it's spent.
But yes, there's coal in there, but to get it to burn would be extremely difficult.
I don't see any other way around this.
Thranin's scraping his feet on the floor like a bull getting ready to charge.
Well, because my thinking was if we had something smoking in there for a while and sealed it off, the smoke inhalation might knock them out.
Now,
So
you
then
have a pouch of Thrym Thistlebeard's herbs.
Yeah.
You could burn those herbs. You know they would be smoky. It's basically like incense. That would make a lot of smoke.
I was wondering about that.
It would expend your herbs if you use it, but that would work.
Although I do wonder, the dwarves, these mines were made with good ventilation. The dwarves were did not fall short when it came to making vents to the outside.
Good point.
One thing that you do know, the room they're in is not a forging room. It's a storeroom. So there may not be vents for smoke in that room. It was never intended that someone forge in there. All right, what are we doing?
Can we see down the stairs?
Yeah, you can slowly approach the stairs. You don't need to make a sneaking roll to get that far. If you peer down the stairs, you see a door. There's a door down there, and the door looks to be locked. Thankfully, you guys have keys, but that door is locked.
This could be our only connection to the bell, though.
You don't want to leave enemies behind you.
Yeah.
Especially not one like that.
Did I see any other passageways when I was looking into the room with the orcs?
No.
If worst comes to worst, we could have like a signal word for a retreat.
Hoot like a barn owl.
If we can muster it up in there and maybe drag one of preferably the big orc. If we could drag him out and then do the rune of power and seal the troll in there. You think that would be possible?
The only thing I could think that might complicate it is if there was a big cauldron and it sounded like they were trying to melt something. If perhaps the bell is inside that cauldron, it might be difficult to get to it with there being no other passageways in there.
Well, I think it's settled.
It is.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yes, we take a long rest, like I said. I'm only going to be able to take 1 or 2 hits from that damn troll.
I think most of us are that, though.
Well,
Bridge with
Fatimer,
orcs is hard enough.
Mm-hmm.
Fatimer, do you think you could sneak up and get a look in that cauldron? I know that would be pushing your stealth abilities, but if you're not confident with it, we could always just seal the room off.
Can you lure 1 or 2 of the orcs out and then seal the door? Find out, is the bell in there? If not, where is it? Or we slit your throats?
I don't know, they seem awfully fanatical, but they might talk. I know Thranin has his ways.
And even if you seal that passage, the troll and his hammer, how long until he's able to smash a way out? Whether it's through the floor or the ceiling, or I don't know how long that may hold, or they may die in there before he's able to do that, but he's big.
That may be the way. Have Frór try to do a sneaking roll and make noise to make them come out and see what the noise is.
Yes, I can handle making noise.
Where do you all position yourselves? And is that what you want to do? You want to try and lure some out? Or do you want to smoke them out, knock them unconscious, go in and heal one?
Hide right there.
Right behind the
when
wall?
When they come out, we snatch one.
And then who's going to activate the rune? Does Fatimer have a rune?
Yeah, I do.
Craic has a rune.
Yeah, rune of power. This
but
can seal a doorway or a portal.
Even if we lure one out, I still kind of want to throw a smoking thing in there and seal it off to knock the rest of them out, just to be on the safe side.
Or at least cause confusion and chaos.
Yeah.
So you could have the dwarves be the bait, and as soon as some come out, Craic could throw the burning herbs in there, and Fatimer, you can seal the door.
All right.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Okay. Dwarves, how do you lure them out? Give them a full moon parade and stick your asses through the hole and tell them to look?
We don't speak Orcish, though, do we?
You probably know a few phrases in Orc. Most of them would be curses and things like that. You probably don't know any words of kindness in Orc.
I don't think there are any words of kindness in Orc.
You say gash and slap your ass cheeks.
Look at this gash.
One thing that has occurred to me as we've been sitting here is we could perhaps go to the floor above this and cause the roof to collapse in that room, and then we could mine our way into where we think the bell might be.
It would take a long time, but theoretically it's possible.
That sounded a lot like, well, you can surely try. I think two dwarves start arguing. Hearing dwarves here would definitely pique their interest.
Oh, yeah. Well, Thranin, You can lead it off. What do you say to try and get them to come out? Maybe not all of them, but maybe some come out to investigate.
No, we go this way, you stupid dwarf.
Give me a riddle roll, and you can add 2 bonus die to it.
And say something about your mother or something.
Oh, nice. Automatic success. Okay. I'd kind of said in my head, if you get an extraordinary success, 1 comes out. A great success, 2 comes out. A regular success, 3 comes out. An automatic success, only 1 comes out, but I'm going to randomly choose which one. It may be the big guy. So I've got 5 people there. So the big orc is 1. 2, 3, 4 are the smaller orcs. 5 is the troll.
Sure.
Nice. One of the smaller orcs. So this guy right here. He comes over to the doorway and he looks. And Fatimer, you see his head come out of the doorway. And he's looking at the dwarves and his mouth drops open like he can't believe this. And he's right next to you. You can smell him. He's got that staff, and the end is actually sparkling and blazing with some sort of magical fire. Do you do anything or stay hidden?
Is he...
He doesn't seem to be looking at you.
Is he still in the doorway?
He's just in the doorway, and his head is kind of through the doorway, and his hand and his staff. He's holding it out to cast light in that room.
Okay. I'm gonna wait then.
Okay. He takes another step out, and he calls out the orc word for dwarves, which you don't know what it is, but you've heard that sound, and it sounds terrible. And it's almost an instinct for the dwarves to instantly be repulsed by that. He has not stepped all the way through. He sees the dwarves. He does not see the Hobbit or the Ranger, who are hiding just to the side of the entranceway. He turns and calls back to the others, and you hear a whole lot of commotion coming from there. So Fatimer, you're waiting. What is the Ranger doing? What's Craic doing? You lighting up those herbs?
Yeah, I'm gonna set ablaze my herbs and
like Willie Nelson,
better...
you get it all lit and smoke rolling out of it?
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's easier to toss it or to fire it with an arrow to make sure it gets far back in.
An arrow might be better.
Yeah. Yeah, let's say I tied it to an arrow while we
Okay.
were getting ready. And then I light the thing ablaze and then quick fire off an arrow in there.
You skitter it in, and it lands in between the orc and the troll, smoldering and smoking away. And they all, look down and they're stomping, trying to put it out as smoke begins to billow out of there. Thranin, what do you do? This guy's not quite out of the doorway, not quite enough that Fatimer could seal the door.
I'm going to grab him by the hair and pull him out of the room.
Give me an athletics roll.
Yes.
You got him. You pull him forward, Fatimer, fire off the rune.
Yeah.
Tell me how that works. What happens?
I think I place the rune down and say the words or whatever to activate it.
What words?
I don't know.
What do you think you say?
I don't know, close this doorway or something.
No, the word is hold the door, but in
Sure.
Dwarven it's Hodor. So you can say
Okay,
Hodor.
sure.
Let's hear it.
Hodor?
No, that's not how you say Hodor. How do you say Hodor?
Like that.
Close enough. The portal seals up. Let's go into initiative. All right, there will not be an opening volley. We're going to jump straight into it. So close combat, if anyone wants to choose a stance. Vidar, you're up first. Nice. Now everyone gets endurance from that, right?
I believe so. For every 6, I think it's just a success and it's 1 endurance.
Yeah. So everyone
in
gains
general.
1 endurance. That will help Thranin, and Craic will go up to maximum. Fatimer, pulling out your sword.
Yeah.
All right, Fatimer. Your spider sword.
Oh.
Fatimer, do you make that a heavy blow?
Mhm.
Okay, Fatimer, this will knock him unconscious or kill him. What do you want to do?
I think just knock him unconscious if we want to question him.
Okay,
Yeah.
he is unconscious. Thranin, do you do anything at this point?
Take that staff away from him.
Okay.
Yeah.
You take the staff away.
Give it to Fatimer and say, "You're a wizard now."
So this is a torch staff. This flaming staff is favored by the orcs of Udun. That's what this is. This is not a Moria orc or a Mordor orc. This is, let me copy and paste. An orc of Udun. This, when they hit, it burns the target, inflicting endurance damage from fire. Now, what about Frór? Now, there's something very useful that you guys can do here that may help your plan to work. I won't tell you what it is, and I'll let you kind of figure it out or decide what to do.
Oh, well, would I have heard of the flame of Udun? Is that known to me?
Make a lore roll. No. But Udun is it's an orc word, and you're not sure, but you think it means like Morgoth, like the original BBEG. Anything else that you do? Craic, anything that you do? You can hear pandemonium in the other room. They've got that flaming sack of herbs in there they're trying to stamp out.
And maybe frisk the fanatic to see what else he's got on him. And maybe I'd recommend that Fatimer or whoever has the staff to break it.
Ooh. Give me a scan roll to search his body.
Where the heck is it? There we go. Oh,
Oh, an Eye of Sauron. That raises the eye awareness. No, he's just got his robes. He had the staff. I mean, you could disrobe him, but patting through pockets and he's got his armor. You don't see much there, and you could do a cavity search if you had to, I suppose. The Mauler, he goes berserk. He starts smashing columns. He overturns the cauldron, and flaming hot coals come out. They're still glowing slightly. Still heat coming out of there. He's trying to stamp out the herbs. The other orcs likewise are going nuts, and it sounds like they're chanting, like they're trying to cast spells to remove that seal that you've put on the portal. Does anyone do anything else that would need to be an initiative for, or do you leave them in there? They are... I mean, they're not going anywheres.
Well, if they're able to break the seal, that might be trouble for us.
They haven't yet. And as far as you recall from the lore of those things, you know, the only thing that was ever able to break it was the Balrog.
Well, that's what worries me. It seems these orcs worship some dark thing like Durin's Bane.
That's what
Perhaps
worried me
they
about
have some of his magic.
That's what worried me about the staff and what was making me say maybe we should break it, but I might be wrong. I mean, there might be a reason to keep the staff. I don't know.
Let's drop out of initiative order. We can go back in if we need to. This orc recovers after a few slaps from Thranin, and the first thing he does is spit in your face, and then he laughs and cackles and says in really broken common speech that Thu Fire Speaker will see your beard burn. And I'll type that name out here.
I'm going to rip his headdress off and smack him in the face with it.
Ooh. He begins to mouth words that you can only imagine must be some sort of sorcery. What does Vidar do?
Ooh, I think he's kind of just looking at the wiser ones of the party. He's not really much of a meddler.
How about Frór? What does Frór do?
Yes, Frór follows the example of his captain and looks to the ranger.
What does Fatimer
I don't know what I'm doing.
Does Fatimer bring the staff?
We didn't think this was going to work anyhow.
Yeah, right.
Take the long rest.
Terrible planners.
I'm going to ask him who Thu Fire Speaker is.
Are you trying to be intimidating? Like, would you need to make an awe roll? Are you playing the good cop to the dwarves' bad cop? And like, we'll let you go. We'll give you back your staff if you tell us.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, give me a persuade roll.
Oh.
That was close. Missed it by one. He spits at you, and his saliva is it splatters on your cheek and kind of gets onto your lip, and it feels like it's almost acid, like it burns on your face. And he continues this low, deep chant, repeating the same words over and over, and one of those words is Udun, and the other is Gash. All right, Ranger. What do you do?
I'd ask him, what are you doing here in Moria?
This is our home. You are unwelcome here.
This is not your home. This is the dwarves' home.
It has not been the home of dwarves for 1,000 years. It is the home of Udun.
And who is Udun?
Your doom.
Can Thranin do something?
Yeah, what does Thranin do? Chop his head
He'll
off?
grab his wrist and take his pinky and break it to intimidate him.
Ooh, give me an awe roll with 2 bonus die.
Aw.
Nice.
Wow. Gandalf rune plus a 6. Yeah, that works. What do you want to get out of him?
You got 9 more, son of a gnome. Where's the bell?
The bell. You should ask Thu in his temple. We tried to melt the bell here, but the fires did not work. It was not hot enough to melt the bell. But we have a flame that melts everything. We are taking the bell to him.
And where is Stu?
In his temple. And he points down the stairs.
Well, perhaps we should have Fatimer scout ahead.
You can hear coughing and choking coming from the room beyond. And one of the Udun orc fanatics has expired. You hear him hit the ground with a thud. And you hear pounding of the troll hammer against columns and floor and ceiling, smashing up against the stone. Fatimer, you feel the very wall pushing in towards you as though it could give out at any moment. And you see the blast of light as flames lick around that opening that's been sealed by that rune of power, unable to pass yet.
I think we need to make haste. I just need to kind of know if we've gotten our information from him. Or do we take him with us?
So, you say these Udun orcs have made this their home. How many of there are you?
We are not many, but we are powerful. Our leader will be your demise, as it has fallen upon so many that have come before you.
We'll see about that.
The orc grabs his other pinky and snaps it, and then laughs at you as he looks at that disjointed finger hanging down from his hand.
That's messed up.
Yeah, you get the sense this guy is crazy.
Well, chop off his arm next, Thranin.
My pleasure. Take the whole hand off.
Take the hand?
Take the hand.
He gets very still. His laughs and mocking quickly comes to an end, replaced by a cry of pain, and then his lips quivering as he tries to fight the urge to scream. His hand, or his arm trembling at the stump as blood freely spurts from it.
Go ahead and scream. It's okay. It'll make you feel better.
He lets out a shout, and it is almost superhuman in sound. It takes you aback as your ears reverberate with the sound, and you hear it echo in the halls. And after he shouts, you see his body begin to darken as though he has been consumed by some flame, something burning inside of him.
Uh-oh.
And he quickly perishes, but you can't help but wonder what sorcery he has just unleashed upon you.
What did you do to him, Thranin? I only said to take the arm, not whatever that is.
I did what you told me.
It's a good bet this Stu knows we're coming.
Another orc hits the ground. the big orc leader begins to trace a circle on the ground all around him in front of the door, choking and coughing in between mutterings of some sorcery.
Do we need to get out of here? Or do we stay and stop them?
Well, does it look like they're going to get through?
Well,
They'd be in.
it's doubtful. They've not been able to get through yet. Sheer brawn has not broken through. Maybe this last spell will be enough. But you have your doubts. It seems like if they could have gotten through, they would have. And the dwarves, you would trust that rune of power. Only the Balrog could destroy that. And you see no Balrog before you. Yet.
If they do, they'll be in a weakened state, and I think we'll have a much easier time taking care of them.
You see the troll slump to the ground, sitting and then laying on his side, trying to suck air from the ground beneath him. Anything that is not smoky, he tries to pull into his lungs. And you can see, for the first time, Fatimer, you see a look of fear and terror on the eyes of that troll. Like he is nearly resigned to his fate.
Nice.
What do the five of you do? Do you leave this scene?
Yeah, I think we know where we need to go.
Yeah, unless we think there's something in there worth getting.
Oh,
Didn't see a bell. The cauldron got knocked over and it was just coals.
no magic axes that we can see.
None that you
Yeah.
saw.
All right,
Do you go down the stairs?
I think so.
The way is shut. There is a door at the bottom that is locked. You actually have a specific key for this, Vidar. It is on your ring of keys. I think I even know which one it is. Let me take a look.
Yes, come along, little Fatimer, and watch your step. I think that this temple is not a nice place for a little hobbit. Definitely not.
Do you open the door with the ring of keys?
Yep.
There is a smaller passage here. And in the center of the room is an anvil. And there's a small forge here. This is to make repairs on weapons. And you can see some of those ventilation chimneys in here to let fresh air in and let the smoke out. And it looks like someone has tried unsuccessfully to light this. Perhaps they were able to bypass that door with their magic, but they have not been able to bypass that rune of power. There's a small forge here, a small anvil, and some working tools. The fire clearly was not hot enough for their purpose. But Thranin, since you mentioned, are there any axes or anything here? You do see something. You see...
Oh, I see something.
You see something. Sweet, what you've always wanted. You see an axe. Arglat, the butcher's blade.
Ooh,
Oh,
that sounds cool.
This is a dwarven axe made to cleave orc and goblin like a butcher carves through a lamb. This has grievous and keen on it. Now, you did just take a reward for your axe, but I had this axe kind of waiting for you. So if you want to change your reward to your armor, you could lower like the load of some of your armor, and so that you don't get weary as often,
Oh.
or you can take reinforced, that increases the parry rating of your shield so that you're harder to hit. You could take cunning make, that reduces the load by 2. So you've got like your helm, you could make it load 0, or your shield could be load 2 instead of load 4. You could also do close fitting, that improves the protection roll. You add 2 to the dice roll, so it modifies your protection rolls. If you want to change that,
I think I'd like to change my load.
okay. So let's do a for your shield. So I'm going to change the load of your shield from 4 to 2, and that's going to help you there. So that's reinforced. So I'm going to drag reinforced on there. And then, do you want Arglat the Butcher's Blade?
You had me at butchers.
Do you want to ditch the other axe you got?
Whoops.
I'll get rid of. You only found 1, not 2. Let's ditch that other axe, because you're not going to use that axe if you got the Butcher's Blade. There we go. And that's already got Keen and what did I say? And Grievous built into it. So Keen is where it's more likely to cause a penetrating roll, and then Grievous, it does 1 additional point of damage when you roll, so it does 6 damage instead of a normal axe's score. So definitely
awesome.
a fine find. Now there is a doorway here in the wall that seems to lead down another set of stairs. There is this small forge here. As the dwarves pass by that forge, you see this, and you know that at some point in the distant past, a dwarven artisan sat here and mended armor. He did simple, mundane things that now you could only imagine how glorious it would have been to watch that craftsman at work. You hear a loud thump from upstairs. This must be the troll finally expiring. And you hear choked coughing, and the larger orc drops to a knee before he falls and dies as well.
Sounds like our cake is done in the oven.
Anything you guys want to do here with the forge? The small craftsman's forge?
Well, yes, in fact, if I could, I would like to use my bar of mithril and this ring I found, and perhaps I'll craft a special ring here in the forges of Moria.
What ring are you using? Is this the Frór's ring of mithril?
Yes, I have the ring of mithril, and then I also have my mithril bar. Perhaps I'll create a very, very fine ring, and if Vidar would allow me the use of his chisel, I will chisel some depictions on it and some runes on it.
Now, with that chisel, you can get a magical success. What are you wanting to do with this ring?
Well, I think I'd like to make it a token of friendship for our little Hobbit Fatimer. Perhaps on the ring I will carve the 7 stars of Durin's crown above the Shire. Something that will bring little Fatimer joy, that when he looks at it, it will remind him of his home and his adventures with the dwarves.
Does Vidar help you with this, or lend you the chisel?
I think Frór's much better at crafting than Vidar. He would just give him the chisel.
Do you stoke the flames as you get this fire lit? And maybe
Whatever he can do to help, yeah.
Thranin, do you want to participate in this as well? The 3 dwarves around the anvil in Moria.
Yes, I will sing a song.
Ooh, give me a song, maybe a song of friendship. Give me a song roll.
Ooh, 1 dice. I'll put a hope on that, because I want this to succeed.
Oh, Gandalf rune.
Nice.
Oh, I'm singing like a bard.
I'm gonna give you that point of hope back, because that was an amazing roll there. as you begin to sing this song of friendship, the other dwarves pick up the song in deep bass baritone intonations, and the ringing of the hammer keeps tempo. Let me have Vidar, as you pump those bellows. Every dwarf knows how to work this. Give me an enhearten roll as you inspire Frór's craftsmanship. Nice, a success. Frór, if you use the chisel, it'll give you a +2 bonus. If you spend a point of hope, you can make it a magical success, and we'll tie something to this ring if you want to do that. If not, it's just a very nice looking ring that would let Fatimer know of your appreciation. Wow, an extraordinary success. You carve in the 7 stars of Durin over the Shire. It's like Bag End. You see this little hobbit hole and a door, and there's a fence and a little garden. And you take the mithril, and that's what the stars are made of, is of the mithril. And as the song fills the air with the ringing of hammer, as Vidar encourages your every blow, and you heat up this metal and begin to strike and carve into this ring, it's almost like time begins to stand still. And as you pour your camaraderie into this ring, much like Sauron poured his malice and spite into his rings, you pour camaraderie and friendship into this. And when you're done, you notice that this ring, the stars glow with a faint pale blue light, and the mithril is kind of a bluish silver, but it's definitely a glow in there, very, very faint, but it's there. And you hand it to Fatimer, and Fatimer, as you put it on, give me a riddle roll.
Oh.
No, this is good. We raise the awareness. You put it on, and you don't know what power might be in this ring. It's beautiful. It's absolutely fantastic. But there's some sense of sorrow in this ring as well. And you don't understand why that would be there. You look at this beautiful thing made by your 3 friends here in their homeland, but there's a tinge of sorrow and regret, and you have a hard time reconciling why. And it's almost like you feel ungrateful at first, but you know this is an incredible treasure that's been given to you and why it's been given, but you don't understand yet why there could be sorrow here. Now, we will come back to this next session, but those stars glow, and that does give you some sense of hope. You have seen the mirror where Durin saw the stars. Those stars above the Shire remind you of summer nights when you go out and gaze up at the heavens, and you hope one day to be able to do that again. And maybe that's where that sorrow comes from, is that you've not seen the sky in quite some time. What offer of thanks do you give to the dwarves for this generosity?
Well, this is a mighty gift, and I will treasure it forever. Perhaps I could sing a song of my own, maybe something I learned in the Shire, a song about my home.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a song roll, and I'm going to remove 2 points of shadow from the dwarves for being able to use the forge.
Well, it's a little off-key, but the heart is there.
And maybe as you sing this song, you're almost struck by, like, this song always had a happy ending, but when you reach the end, there's almost tears in your eyes, and you don't understand why that could be. And Fatimer, I am actually going to give you a point of shadow, and you don't understand why. And I'm going to take one away from Craic as well. As you don't see the sadness in Fatimer, you just think, man, what a gift. And you think of how Fatimer has benefited the party. You know, this chubby little hobbit that, you know, you would think would be a hindrance, an anchor around your neck, but no, this hobbit has shown his true worth and true value. And now here, as you are nearing the end of things, you look at Fatimer, and those tears in his eyes you think are just of joy, but Fatimer, there's an ache in your heart that you can't quite fathom. Now there is a passage that leads through here. This is the way that the orc of Udun said to go. And you stare at that entrance and think, we're nearly there. And that's where we will end the session. Let me add some some skill and adventure points to everybody. And the next time we play will be the final. I think we'll get it all done next session. And that's in 2 weeks' time. Any questions from anyone before we sign off for the night? Awesome.
Nope, that was awesome.
That was wonderful. I did not think that was going to go that way. I did not think that you guys would easily overcome the that massive troll. I thought that was going to be like someone's dying for sure. But no, you guys came up with a clever plan, and it worked. And I definitely love that thinking outside the box, that creative thinking. So next session, that'll be it. And there will be hopefully a good payoff. We'll have an epilogue at the end, and you guys will have a chance to maybe say where your characters are after this, how they've been changed. So I look forward to it, and I hope that Fatimer's sense of sorrow is not foretelling the future, but we'll see what happens.